y'all, we're up on top of my big building here. It's a big green building, and it's got a build-up roof on it, fiber build-up or asphalt build-up. Basically, they put insulation down, and they mop tar on it, black tar, and then they put something like felt paper in it, and then they tar it again, and they put felt paper and tar it again, and felt paper and tar it again. It's called a build-up, so they build it up with that. Well, we're up here today looking because we got a few leaks, like this spot here. That's a low spot. That ain't good. I'm sure that's probably where some of the leaks coming from. How about that? But I'm just looking around here. Like right there's a little hole that we got to fix. There, that patch there ain't that good. There's a few more down there that we've got to work on. So we've got to figure this out here shortly, and we'll figure out how to fix it. I ain't exactly sure, but we're gonna get something and see what we can do here. See how we can fix it.
Donnie, they can't see you. Now they really can't see you.
Can they see me yet?
No.
No?
Walk over into the light. Now, how come they can't see you in this big building?
Because there ain't no power, there ain't no lights, and we ain't got the generators running.
All right, so we are in our big building downtown, one of them.
Big building. Hey y'all, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Give us a thumbs up for filming it, because y'all come every week, so go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
Exactly. Tell them how to do it on the TV. They don't know how to do it on a Roku. That's the problem.
The TV, hit the down button when
You're killing us with the light. I can't see. Let's walk over here. Oh, I'm blind.
Okay.
Okay, on the Roku, how do you thumbs up a video?
Hit the down button when the
They're not going to do it unless you do it like the Gnomesteader does.
Down on the bottom, down. Okay. Hit your down button on your TV thing, and the little red line will come up. Go over to the side where it says options, hit that, and then the thumbs up button will be over there. You go over and you click it, and that'll give me the thumbs up. But don't click it twice now.
Yeah, to mess y'all up. Don't do that.
Just one time.
Okay, so we are in this big building downtown.
Big building.
And this is the one that the tornado tore down.
Tore down.
And we haven't put any electrical in this building yet because the roof leaks.
Roof leaks.
It's a big building.
Big building.
We're talking 9,000 square feet. That's big for us. That's a lot of room, right?
And there's hardly any slope on the roof. That's another problem.
So what happened was the building got torn down, and when it did, the guy replaced the roof with steel I-beams. So he rebuilt the building with steel I-beams, and then he used it as a shop for many years. But the roof is leaking, and the electrical is just ridiculous. So we're not reusing any of this electrical.
The electrical, they daisy chained it off of another building also.
Yeah, so it's, the electrical needs to be redone. Now, we don't need everything rewired in the building, but it would be nice to have a few outlets and a few lights in the building. But before we do that, we need to get where there's no water in the building. I don't like putting electrical on a building that's got literally water coming into it. So we got to work on the roof. So what we're going to do, Donnie? Now, we're not doing it today. We're just trying to get our ducks in a row because it's a 9,000 square foot roof.
Well, I'll tell you what we have already tried. Let's go there.
Okay.
We tried some old Henry wet patch stuff, but it's so big, we got probably 20 leaks in here.
Now, it's not the end of the world. It's a concrete floor. There's nothing in where any of the leaks are, so nothing's getting wet that's important, but we want to get all the water out because it puts moisture in the air too.
So we went around and tried to find all the holes. We did that a couple weeks ago. Well, that looks like it made it worse. So we ain't doing that no more. So
to rain in the day.
we probably need to hot tar this thing. Is how they've done it in the past. Basically, you put hot tar down, and then you put something like felt paper in it, and then you put hot tar down again and felt paper.
You basically build up the roof.
And it's called a build-up roof. So right now up there, we've got fiberglass sticking up all over the place. So we basically need to hot tar this roof or put a rubber membrane on it. And we don't really want to put a rubber membrane on it right now.
It's just our storage building and a rubber membrane.
They get expensive quick.
And then you got to pay to install it. You know.
Yeah, they get more than what the buildings cost. So we don't want to do that at the moment.
The way the guy built it was he put in huge I-beams, like out of a bridge or a skyscraper or something. And then he put, what are those, 2x10s?
2x8 maybe.
2x8s that span it probably 15 feet, 16 feet.
No, it's got to be less than that because there's 5 of them. Be 12 foot.
Something like that.
Must be 12 foot. 5 times 12, 60, right?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this is a 60-foot span, so.
Must be about 12 foot up.
About 12 feet spans. And then he put corrugated metal on the top of it that I believe he salvaged from somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Corrugated steel. And then he has the roof built up on top of that.
No, then he's got another layer of corrugated steel.
Okay.
And then he's got 2 inches of insulation on top of that. And then the build-up's on top of that.
So it's a hell of a roof. But it's old and it's deteriorated and it needs some work.
And usually when you do this, that decking up there, that corrugated metal, is like 50 foot long. Well, all this stuff is like 8 or 10 foot long.
Yeah.
Where he patched it all together and basket weaved it basically to get it all to fit, which there's no problem with that, but it's making it hell for us now.
Yeah.
Because if the leak's down yonder, you don't know where,
It came in.
it's running out, and you assume it's in this 4 or 5 foot area. Hell, it could be 20 feet up the hill, and you don't know.
Yeah.
So we're fighting it all over the place.
But.
Well, let's go up here and show them the leaks, Ronnie.
All right.
Right here's one.
That's not that bad.
It's still a leak.
Yeah. Coming from the roof, you think, huh?
Here's another. See that wet spot?
Uh-huh. A little water there. This is from our air conditioner where we pulled in here earlier.
Yeah.
This is not a leak. Hey, wasn't there one here that ain't there anymore? Yeah. It's because they fixed the wall. So we went up a couple weeks ago, and we just started trying to address this problem. And so we went up a couple weeks ago, and where the roofing meets the wall, where the flashing was, there was problems all over the place. So we went through and worked on all of that. That looks wet. Is that wet?
It looks wet, man.
So where it hits the wall, we worked on the flashing a lot. So we think we've got it a lot better. But again, all this electrical's coming out. We're not using any of this crap.
Look at that, though. That's coming right out of the wall. There's nothing wet there.
That might not be water, man. It might just look like
it's
water.
dripping right there. You can see it drip.
Huh.
See it dripping right there in the center of the light?
The wall's probably slightly crooked, and it's dripping from above and hitting the wall right there.
That could be. It could be jumping off that beam and hit.
Yeah.
There's a little spot there still that's leaking.
They can't see much.
Right here's a pretty good spot that's leaking. Uh-oh.
Donnie's battery's dying.
There's a spot that's leaking. Right there underneath the skid steer is a spot that's leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Better close my rain flag. What's the odds? Thing hitting just perfect. Right here's another spot that's leaking.
Well, Here comes the rain. Maybe we'll see an actual leak.
It just hit me on my hand.
Yeah, see, it's stuff like that. You see how they've got the roofing? So water is getting in somewhere farther up the roof, and then once it's in, it just runs down and drips off the sheet, and it's hard to tell
See that one?
exactly where it's getting in.
See, that stuff ain't even lined up there.
Yeah, because they went over the top of it with another piece. It's just crazy the way it was built. But it's solid as hell. Mainly because their I-beams are so huge.
Like right here's a pretty good. There's a pretty good representation. The big wet spot, and then right there.
All right, so we need people down below.
Tell us what they use to fix roofs.
Tell us what you use. Does it need to be hot tarred? Is that the way we're going to have to
I
go?
don't know. But look right here. Somebody else did this before us, evidently. They put the whole damn lid in there.
Yeah. He must have had some kind of exhaust going out there or something.
I don't know.
The blinking's because the battery's dying. It's trying to warn us.
There's a little leak there too.
Well, but it's been pouring down the rain.
It's raining right now.
So we have gotten every building that we own dry, except this one. And this is the biggest one. So those over there, perfectly dry. The jailhouse, nice and dry. The grocery store, we went ahead, totally new roof, dry. And then the big one right here next to us, dry, perfectly dry. So, but we haven't done anything to this one. We just recently started messing with it. So this is our latest that we're going to have to mess with. Now we've owned it for a while, but since it's storage right now, eventually we might turn it into rentable spaces. But until then,
it's getting progressively worse. It didn't used to be this bad.
It's the only one that has a flat roof is the main problem. So,
yeah, everything else has got a little bit of slant on it.
If it wasn't raining, we'd climb up and show them what's on it. But, and I would too, boy. I'd be right up on that roof if it wasn't raining. But it's a nice. I mean, the guy did a pretty good job of building it out with steel I-beams. Show them the spot over here, Donnie, where the wall's left. So that's the only piece of the original building that's left. The tornado ripped everything else down. But the guy rebuilt it all with steel I-beams, and then they put tin on it. There used to be big fans out here on the street hanging out of the wall, and they fell out one day. So the guy had to replace the siding, but he got it on there pretty good. So. All right, so give us your opinion. Flat roof, what is a cheap, not necessarily cheap, but an economical way to do a 9,000 square foot flat roof that's getting leaks all through it? You know, we wanted to leave it how it is and put something on it. You know, we don't want to start tearing it apart.
The trick is I'm probably not going to use this building for anything other than storage for the next 4 or 5 years.
And garage and, you know, stuff like that.
So I don't want to dump tens of thousands of dollars in it.
But we also don't want to leave it alone and let it get progressively worse.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find a happy median here to figure out exactly what to do.
All right, so let us know what you think down below, all of you roofers out there. You know, roofers are always willing to give you their opinion, Donnie. Let us know what you think the best thing would be. And give us a thumbs up. And we'll try to answer all the comments. You're going to answer everybody, aren't you?
I try to answer them as soon as possible. Sometimes I don't get to them extremely quickly, but I get to them as fast as I can. And Ronnie gets to some of them too. So If it's a real long, specific whatever question, it'll be Ronnie answering it. If you get a short one-liner answer, that's me in the flesh.
All right, folks.
We try to answer all of them, so give us a thumbs up for filming it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, because usually we do live streams, you know.
Yep.
And we don't want you to miss out on a live stream, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, folks. Have a good one.